All right, guys, so I got the truck all finished up, the new leaf springs in and everything. Took the truck out to Thunder Valley to do some testing on the backside of the track. I was gonna jump in the shootout if I went fast enough, and I was actually going kind of fast on the front side of the track, but I really wasn't happy with the way the car was on the back half. And I think I figured out what that problem is. But what I'm gonna do is show you each pass, go over the changes that I made, let you know, like, you know, what settings I ended up changing in the tune and the suspension and stuff like that. All right, guys, so first pass, as you see, the truck kind of bounced off the line. As much as I have to learn about driving the truck and setting it up and stuff, you know, John, my son, is my helper. He's only 14 years old. Actually, no, he's 15. But it's on, not that it's on him, but he's still learning as well, how to set the truck up, how to line it up. Luckily, when we go to the track, guys will kind of help out. If they see something's messed up, you know, they'll kind of point and help me line back up. But so anyway, so he lined the truck up. I felt like it was a little bit to the left, and it was a little bit to the left of the groove, which wasn't really a huge deal because I got to see how the truck, if anything, it showed us how that power, or at least launch speed, will launch on, you know, pretty much a bare type surface. I mean, there was really no rubber down there at all where he had the truck lined up. But so on that pass, we had a 3,800 RPM launch. It was 7.5 degree timing retard. I left on 5 pounds of boost. And then for the shock settings, I had 10 clicks of compression in the front, 10 clicks of rebound in the front, 18 clicks in compression. And these are those new Viking Crusader double adjustable no prep valve shocks. So what I wanted was the truck to come up and then stay up at the top. I didn't want it to come up too slow. I didn't want it to come up too fast. And then in the rear, we had 8 clicks of rebound, 16 clicks of compression and I have the AFCO eliminators in the rear. And so the truck kind of hopped and bounced. A little bit of a combination, I think, of hitting the tire or of hitting it a little too hard, and then I didn't have the front shocks tight enough, I don't think. Not a huge deal. I mean, as soon as the car takes off or the truck takes off, it goes left. I went into the dirt pretty much. Not a huge deal. You know, we came back around, we talked about it. You know, we looked over the video. I told him, hey buddy, you know, don't put me to the left, put me in the dead center, put me right where the rubber is. It's on me to help him out. So I can kind of feel when the truck is center. So we got the truck turned around, got it set up. I put a new tune in it. I took a lot of power, not that I took a lot of power out, I took some power out down low, made some shock adjustments, and then we made our second test. So the second test pass actually went really well. We left on 3,600 RPM, 4.5 pounds of boost. So I took a half pound out, left the launch retard the same. And then I tightened up the extension in the front. So I did 14 clicks of rebound and then 18 clicks of compression. I kept that the same. And then in the rears, I kept it the same, 8 clicks of rebound, 16 clicks of compression. All right, so that pass, we picked up a ton. That was our fastest 60 foot, fastest mile an hour, fastest time ET wise. Still need to pick up some time, but the second pass with this brand new suspension setup, and we're really new to this no prep stuff anyway, so we're getting better. We picked up a half second right there, literally a half second over our fastest time. And so we took the truck back. They were starting the race, so we watched first round of they had a street killer class, which the guys told me I could run, but the rule is 2 front seats. I don't have 2 front seats. Granted, the truck is registered, insured, like I can drive it on the road, all the lights work, I can take it out there right now. The rule is 2 front seats, and I don't have 2 seats in the front. I got a driver's seat, and then I got an ice box in the passenger side, which weighs more than a seat, but it's not a seat. So, it's a small tire truck. It's set up for that. I'm not going to be one of those guys running a small tire race car in a street class. After first round of those guys went, turned it back around. We were actually gonna leave. I told him we wanted to go home. And he was like, well, you know what? Let's just go do it. And I was like, all right, kid, fine, let's go do it. Third pass went really well. It actually went faster. Again, we went much faster. 60 foot stayed exactly the same. But for that one, we went 3650 launch RPM, stayed at 4.5 pounds of boost, and I actually took a little bit out of the launch retard. So I left on 7-degree launch retard, and then I ramped it back down. So basically I added timing off the launch. Then the other changes, I put 2 more clicks of compression, 2 more clicks of extension in the front. So we went 16 clicks on rebound, 18 on compression. And I felt that as soon as it hit the tire, The front slowly started coming up, and as I was, you know, maybe out 40, 50 feet or so is when I felt the truck top out, and that's exactly what you want according to a guy like Kevin Wilson, who knows far more than I do about suspension settings. Rear suspension, last video, or the second pass, the truck hit the tire really hard, and it like wrinkled the sidewall bad. So the way we compensated for that was I went up in tire pressure. We went up almost a full pound, and then I put 2 clicks of extension in the rear. So in the rear we were 10 clicks in extension or rebound, and then same 16 in compression. The truck left great, carried speed. We were picking up speed real quick. The problem that I'm having with this truck now is as soon as it clicks high gear, it's blowing through the converter. I'll show you some data really quick so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so here's the last pass, the data from it. Don't mind my reflection in the screen, but so here's the RPM line, right? Banging off the limiter, let go of the button. First gear comes up strong, shifts to second, you know, rips through second real quick. Right here, it shifts into third, and it starts to climb, and then right as boost starts coming in, this is the target boost line, which is where I scrambled it right here because it wasn't really pulling, and it just kind of like dies off. And this is like 7,400 RPM, and it's only showing us we're not going very fast when it hits that line as for what the RPM is. You know, at 7,400 RPM with the way this truck's set up, I should be doing, you know, 150 mile an hour. And I was not going 150 mile an hour. So what I think is happening, I think I need to put more fluid in the transmission. I have the, you know, a dipstick in it. It's a custom dipstick. It says it's set up for, you know, a TH400, but it felt like it was a little bit low last time. It felt like it was maybe slipping a little bit, and I put a half cord in, and first and second gear felt better. But as soon as it clicks high gear, it'll start to pull, and then no matter how much boost, when I hit that scramble button, it didn't do nothing. You know, I felt the turbo spool up harder, but it just blew straight through the converter the whole way. So what I'm gonna do is add another quart of transmission fluid, or at least I'm gonna start with a half, maybe 3/4, and we'll go from there. It's showing full on the dipstick, but like I said, it's, you know, it's a deep pan transmission. The dipstick, it says like, yeah, it's set up for a TH400, but I got a feeling it's low. So we're gonna go with that, you know, as long as we don't get it blowing out of the vent, which it'll blow into. I got a little can under there, but I think that's where our problem is, because the converter, it's a Hayes converter. It's good for like well over 1,000 horsepower. We're not putting 1,000 down, maybe, but I don't think, no, not at that RPM. I don't think we're at, yeah, we're not at 1,000 right there. So we're gonna try that and give that a shot. If not, I mean, maybe I have to pull the transmission out and see something. But anyway, aside from that, the truck ran really good. I'll go ahead and share the 60-foot time with you here because I was pretty proud of it. And it's not, you know, it's not the greatest 60-foot out there. I've watched a lot of guys go quicker, but this is my third pass on this setup. As far as the, you know, suspension setup, we just changed the whole suspension. Really new to no prep, so I have, you know, a handful of passes, less than 10. I have far less than 10 total no prep passes, especially full passes. I think I have 4 or 5 that I actually made it down the track, so, or even got it to 60 foot, you know, yeah, probably 4 or 5 that I actually got this thing to 60 foot. So, you know, to cut it down like that, the only thing is we're getting good at Thunder Valley, whereas we're getting faster, I should say. Not that we're getting good, we're getting faster at Thunder Valley, which, you know, the fun thing about what I like about no prep is it seems like all the tracks are different. Between racing the backside at Rockingham and Thunder Valley, way different. Thunder Valley is really tough because the first 60 foot is brand new paved asphalt, and dudes go really fast on the front, and then all of a sudden it turns into the worst surface you can imagine, and it's like a gravel road basically. So you know, we're getting faster. Pretty sure, give me another test session. If this converter issue gets fixed, give me one more test session and we'll be out there with those guys. And that's not saying we're gonna be out there, you know, like beating these guys or anything, but we'll be competitive. I know we'll be competitive. I've seen Turbo John share sometimes. Our 60 foot's not that far off from his. You know, we're less than 1/10 away from him. So from what he did, you know, at one event. I'm sure he's been much faster. But, you know, like I said, third pass on this setup. We're learning the truck. John's learning it. He's getting better at cueing me, like, hey, make sure you turn the CO2 on. Make sure you hit the data log. Make sure you turn the MAC valves on. Make sure I used the line lock wrong one time, and he was like, make sure you use the right line lock button. So, you know, as a team, we're getting better. And what I enjoy about this is John is really getting so into it. Like, I can't wait to see him behind the wheel of a car, because I know he's gonna do better than I can, but it'd be better than I could set the car up and then he can go out there and drive it like a wild man. Anyway, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.